And now, the Poor Life Choices Comedy Film Festival coming to you from the secret Poor Life Choices underground bunker located at the entertainment capital of the world, Lost Springs, Wyoming. The glittering city of excitement, laughter, and zero children provides the scintillating backdrop for tonight's star-studded event. Deep under hundreds of feet of earth and far from the prying eyes of Big Brother, some of the world's greatest entertainers are here tonight. This evening's guests include Bob Hope, Orson Welles, Chip Chapman, Muhammad Ali, Angie Dickinson, Tim Hall, oh hey, that's me, Georgia Engel, Nipsey Russell, and here he is, the rowdy raconteur himself, Mr. Brian Sturgis.
So you made some poor life choices. Don't you worry, we think that's great. You set out to share your voices. Now let's see if anyone can relate. And you think to yourself, how can a film that's only 10 minutes long take half a year to make?
It's tap dance time. Oof. Oh. I forgot I don't know how to tap dance. All right, I'll fix it in post. Here we go. Kick it.
Now it's time to celebrate those with gumption and a risk to take, and anyone who can assimilate all those poor life choices and make comedy. It's gotta be in there.
Live from a ballroom in a hotel outside of Hemet with low monthly rates, it's the second annual Poor Life Choices Award Show. It's the festival where we celebrate films and filmmakers who probably should have thought things through, like that time I ordered fish from the taco truck and spent the whole night watching a river runs through it. I'm Chip Chapman, and we've got an amazing show for you tonight, featuring a dizzying array of guests and the only man at Poor Life Choices with an actual plan. He's the texture guy, producer Timothy Hall. And now he's the founder, the CEO, and for tax purposes, sole employee of Poor Life Choices Productions. He's the man your parents warned you about, the king of bad decisions, the emperor of what was I thinking. Please welcome your host for the evening, Mr. Brian Sturgis.
Is this thing on? Have we started? Is this thing working?
Yeah, everything is working just as you planned it, sir.
Welcome to the second annual Poor Life Choices Comedy Film Festival Awards. Thank you, Chip Chapman, for an intro so good he'll do it again next year. And to, of course, our producer, editor,
I'm a jack of all trades.
Myself, because I don't know you people, but he has lots of jobs. Fluffer. It was Fluffer. I didn't want to say Fluffer. But he comes in every morning, Monday through Friday, and he takes the couch cushions and he fluffs them up for us so that when you come to Poor Life Choices Productions, you have a comfortable place to sit. Obviously, we have gone online because of local and state requirements. So here we are. Thank you, filmmakers, for all of your wonderful submissions. Thank you. Please take a moment, view everyone's projects, give them a like, give them a subscribe if you like it, follow them on the social media, build some contacts the best way that we can right now. Thank you to the ticket holders. 100% of the ticket sales are being donated to the Children's Hospital, Los Angeles, so you did a good thing. Have a good time. Enjoy yourself. Smoke them if you got them. Drink them if you have them. If you're sober, I apologize. Enjoy your chamomile tea and the Poor Life Choices Comedy Film Festival award show 2.0. All right, let's do this. I suck. You should just go to barber college, but they won't let me in because I'm bald.
Animated comedy.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best Animated Comedy is...
Meanwhile at the Abandoned Factory!
Meanwhile at the Abandoned Factory celebrates the heyday of cliffhanger TV serials. Can our intrepid reporter find her way out of this classic dilemma?
Superhero Hotline, this is Regina speaking.
Classic comedy feature film, domestic.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best Domestic Classic Comedy Feature Film is...
The Takeout Move!
When a shadowy figure instructs two different men to take out the same woman, they both end up at her home at the same time and must fight each other through absurd situations to be the one to complete the assignment. Classic comedy feature film, international.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best International Classic Comedy Feature Film is...
The Case of the Dead Man!
The Case of the Dead Man. A group of detectives find themselves in absurd situations while investigating a string of equally absurd crimes, all the while pissing off their ornery boss. Classic comedy short film, domestic.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best Domestic Classic Comedy Short Film is...
Let's make a movie!
Let's make a movie. Dave and Steve would do anything to get movie star Chad Worthington to be in their film, even if it means kidnapping him. But when the boys accidentally kill their hero, they're forced to find a way to finish what they started. Classic comedy short film, international.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best International Classic Comedy Short Film is...
Snitches get stitches!
A group of singing child-friendly puppets are graduated from learning letters and numbers and moved to an inner-city high school where they learn that being soft has never been so hard. Comedic music video.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best Comedic Music Video is...
The Rona,
A 25-year-old woman is forced to quarantine in her childhood home as she becomes increasingly sexually frustrated due to lack of physical contact. All she craves is one thing, a dick pic. Comedy album.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best Comedy Album is...
Story Time with Joey Rinaldi.
Comedian Joey Rinaldi hits the stage with a hilarious yet profound one-man show where he confesses his most embarrassing and cringe-worthy stories. Comedy web series, domestic.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best Domestic Comedy Web Series is...
Hashtag Richie Needs a Wife.
Hashtag Richie Needs a Wife. When Margaret and Danny decide it's time to get their 45-year-old son married and out of their house, they turn to online dating. Comedy web series, international.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best International Comedy Web Series is...
The band formerly known as...
The band formerly known as are three talented women, Paige, Kerouac, like Jack, and Tessa, who have come together to find fame and make music. In that order. Dark/blue comedy feature film, domestic.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best Domestic dark/blue comedy feature film is...
The Central Authority!
In a dystopian future, a pandemic has caused the worldwide collapse of governments. Because most people are stuck at home, entertainment has become a premium commodity. The Central Authority has created a channel for citizens to create their own content. Compensation is based on ratings for each show. However, if you fail to meet the Central Authority's minimum guidelines, the Central Authority cancels your show and your life. Dark/blue comedy feature film, International.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best International dark/blue comedy feature film is...
All My Problems!
Simon is a Swedish comedian and comic book artist in his late 30s. After meeting Chandrika in a stand-up comedy club, they start dating. It turns out Chandrika's dad is best friends with Simon's dad. When Chandrika's dad suddenly dies, Simon behaves childishly, and Chandrika discovers more and more irritating sides of Simon. Dark/blue comedy short film, Domestic.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best Domestic dark/blue comedy short film is...
Hasenta!
Hasenta. In gentrifying neighborhoods, leave it to your white friend to bring you to the most horrifying place to celebrate your birthday. Dark/blue comedy short film, International.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best International dark/blue comedy short film is...
Harvey!
Harvey. Harvey just found out his best friend has passed away. He does what he knows best, runs away. And now, in memoriam, the stars we lost.
2020 in LB. Right ascension, 12 hours, 25 minutes, 24 seconds. Declination, 18 degrees, 12 minutes and 12 seconds. 2021 GMH. Right ascension 22, 34, 33, declination 340019. 2021 DPU. Right ascension 24816, declination 504756. And Gary Busey. 6 feet tall, 221 pounds, Virgo.
Horror comedy feature film, Domestic.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best Domestic Horror Comedy Feature Film is...
Re-elected!
After reading from a cursed copy of the Declaration of Independence, siblings Nate and Angela Harmon and their friends must face off against the zombies of American presidents on the 4th of July. But for Nate and Angela, there is something even more terrifying lurking in the woods: the prospect of spending an entire evening together. Horror comedy feature film, International.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best International Horror Comedy Feature Film is...
Ronnie's Quest! The search for Victoria's treasure!
Everybody wants a piece of Ronnie, but why? From her ex-boyfriend to gangsters, supervillains, and her own friends, there's one thing that's true: Ronnie is trouble. Horror comedy short film, Domestic.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best Domestic Horror Comedy Short Film is...
The greatest horror film ever made!
Based on the true story of a group of friends attempting to make a movie, and the subsequent massacre of what could have easily been the greatest horror film ever made. Horror comedy short film, International.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best International Horror Comedy Short Film is...
Branching out with the Invisible Man!
A brief nostalgic piece involving a very tired and exhausted Invisible Man suddenly being awakened to unexpected guests. Mockumentary feature film.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best Mockumentary Feature Film is...
Rockumentary!
Rockumentary. A mockumentary that rocks. Mockumentary short film. Domestic.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best Domestic Mockumentary Short Film is...
The Virus!
The Virus. A Ken Burns-style parody of a man writing a letter to his distant love during quarantine. Mockumentary short film. International.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best International Mockumentary Short Film is...
Le film initiatique.
In 2018, two young directors failed to remake the film they made at the age of 16. This documentary follows them alongside the production and the collapse of the movie, showing how it impacted their lives. Rom-com feature film.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best Rom-Com Feature Film is...
Karel Venter lives with his best friend Flip and is hooked on the adrenaline buzz as well as the online fame that he achieves by streaking at sporting events. During one disastrous streak at a golf tournament, he runs away from the security officials and impales himself on a palisade fence. Ouch! An alluring paramedic appears with a Jaws of Life tool. Rita Swart. Karel falls head over heels in love. Rom-com short film. Domestic.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best Domestic Rom-Com Short Film is...
Meow Mixer!
Meow Mixer. A comedy that takes you into a speed dating event at a lake. Rom-com short film. International.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best International Rom-Com Short Film is...
American Marriage!
Leonardo, an Italian immigrant who lives in New York, marries a Latina woman, Nikki, to obtain the American green card. Through the comedy of it all, Nikki and Leo fall in love for real. But it looks like Uncle Sam will be the one to have the last laugh. Sketch comedy. Domestic.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best Domestic Sketch Comedy is...
Roll Call!
When a substitute teacher does roll call, Ray sees an opportunity to show everyone he's class clown, but he struggles to find something funny to say. Sketch comedy. International.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best International Sketch Comedy is...
Work from Home!
Work from home. Everyone has had to get a bit creative with their home workspaces recently. Here's my story. Stoner/cannabis comedy short film. Domestic.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best Domestic Stoner/Cannabis Short Film is...
The Wanderers!
Tommy, a newly deceased Zoomer ghost, tries his luck at reincarnation, but he quickly finds there are no rules to the game as well as punishing competition. Stoner/cannabis comedy short film. International.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best International Stoner/Cannabis Comedy Short Film is...
A Handful of Toenails!
A poolside story about two best friends and their diabolical tales of retribution. Best Ensemble.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best Ensemble Award goes to...
Brazzy Jazzy! Yes! Fantastic!
When a Brazilian girl takes on the New York City fashion world, her adventures are sometimes sexy, often funny, but always caffeinated. Best Duo.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Best Duo Award goes to...
Flora and Fauna! Yes! Yes! If there was one more person, it wouldn't have qualified.
Innocent young loner Sarah, who finds solace in poetry and her idol Gary Barlow, is corrupted by a deranged and diabolical older girl who goes by the name of Flora. She once went to Sarah's school and now habitually terrorizes young boys around the seaside town. With the help of her new little paramour, Flora decides she has bigger fish to fry, committing the perfect murder for starters. Alternative Award for Best Positive Representation of Alternative Lifestyles.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Alternative Award goes to...
Sugar babies! Yes! Yes! Yes!
There's only one thing these queer, unapologetic gold diggers love more than a big fat wallet. Desperate Glenn will do anything to hold on to his only regular sugar daddy. But when vengeful Diamond appears on the scene with their sights set on stealing him, how far will Glenn go to keep him? Truth in Comedy Award.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Truth in Comedy Award goes to...
The American Dream.
The American Dream. 3 immigrants about to cross the border sit around a fire and discuss what the American dream means to them. Exceptional Filmmaking Award.
And now, the Poor Life Choices Exceptional Filmmaking Award goes to...
Meanwhile, at the Abandoned Factory. Oh, fantastic. Stop motion animation? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? 27 years of his life for 4 seconds. Was it worth it? Absolutely.
The Poorest Life Choice Award, Short, aka Best Short Film. This is the short film that best represents the spirit of the Poor Life Choices Comedy Film Festival.
And now, the Poorest Life Choice Award for a short film goes to...
Harvey!
The Poorest Life Choice Award, Feature, aka Best Feature Film. The feature film that best represents the spirit of the Poor Life Choices Comedy Film Festival.
And now, the Poorest Life Choice Award for a feature film goes to...
The Takeout Move! Yes! Yes! Thank you for watching the second annual Poor Life Choices Comedy Film Festival Award Show. Thank you again to Dr. Josh Willis, a.k.a. Chip Chapman. Thank you to Timothy Hall, who is a fine, fine gentleman and producer. And thank you, of course, to everyone who submitted and everyone who watched. Thank you. Submissions open for next year. Thank you. And we hope to see you again next year. You guys want to say your goodbyes?
Goodbye. Great work, everybody.
Great work.
Goodbye, everyone. Keep living the dream.
Chip is so cool.
Thanks, guys.